Alright folks, welcome back to another raid video, and we're going to go ahead with another platinum push this week. I actually managed to make it for once, which is always a bonus. Apologies again for not making too many videos in the last week or so, it's just been crazy busy. But should be making plenty this week, so stay tuned for that. And for this week we really hammered home the Shamal team again. I feel this team's actually in a really good position again with reaction meta. I think you'll probably see in quite a few fights that the Shamals can just blow straight through reaction accessories for a number of reasons. A, they do a ton of damage, and B, they hit a 3-hitter, which means it has to proc every single time, which makes it less likely. But obviously we're getting Swift Parry still to deal with, so it's a lot to deal with in Platinum Arena right now for guys playing it just now. I think everyone can sympathise with that. You've got reaction to worry about, which is RNG. You've got Swift Parry. I try not to moan too much. It's making it interesting. It's definitely slowed it down. I think everyone I spoke to, they're not getting those sort of 10-second farms every single time anymore. It's just not possible. So although I am a lot slower here, this is 1 minute, so this is no good at all. But there's a bit of RNG involved. If Swift Parry didn't proc, then it would be a much quicker fight. But them's the breaks. So can't see because of the little thing, but I think we're about sort of 10 minutes out of reset just now. And again, a huge surge in our saga every single week. I know I did a video on our saga a good while back. There we go, I actually targeted the wrong person there. That was a bad mistake. Should have definitely targeted the Necrit first. Yeah, I did a video a while back and said that this would be the best champion when the AI change comes out, and now the AI change has come out, she definitely is, but she was actually getting there before just because of the Guardian set. So this is again been a very slow fight, but I'm just picking who I want. They don't actually have a damage dealer in here, so I've got no chance to die, and it's just how quick can I beat them. Which I have to admit, I'm not massively keen on defense. I like to have some form of offense on my defense. I know a lot of people will just put like 3 revivers and a warlord in Swift Parry, and yes, that is a decent defense, but you know, you could grind it out if you wanted and you're going to win it. It's just going to take ages, which isn't ideal at Platinum Reset, but I prefer to have something that can actually kill you. So we're up to 1 minute 16 here, not ideal. Trying to time it so that I can get that up there, perfect. The other good thing about Inquisitor just now, and I mentioned it in a few other videos, is that his damage is so strong that the ally protection that our saga gives means you end up getting a 2-for-1 a lot of the time, so that's pretty useful. And here we go again, our saga, for whatever reason, I'm still pretty high in plat right now, but it decided to glitch out and show me in gold 4. It seems to do that every so often, it's quite strange. Obviously Swift Parry procs on the Duchess. That is fine, we've still managed to sleep the Candraform, which is good. This team's fairly tanky though, it can survive Candraform hits, no problem. Without attack down even. So I was trying to A1 the Duchess there just to see if I could proc that remove buff, but I wasn't able to. But there we can kill them. Actually, that is a very strong Candraform because I normally survive with a full team. And there we go. Oh, that's a tanky Ursaga. And there you go, as you can see you get a 2-for-1. Wasn't much health left, but you still do a ton of damage to them even without it. Here's a super high resist team, this should be an easy one. Generally with this high resist, you'll probably see less Swift Parry, as a general rule of thumb. I say that, first one that procs is Swift Parry. Yep. There's not much I can do here because the A1, so I just go and try and take out her, but then Duchess does use the revive this time, but she's burnt it, so that's fine. So unfortunately I've got Siphi under Veil, which is a little bit of a bugger because, yeah, it was her that hadn't used the revive yet, but there we go. She revives Krisk instead, which is fine. Now we just have to make sure and kill the Siphi, and we're all good. Again, under Veil is becoming a bit of a nightmare. I said no Swift parry, didn't I? Well, that's 2 for 2. I guess people over time have farmed some pretty good Swift parry gear with good resistance and still managed to get decent stats out of it. I'm getting pretty close to her cooldown, so I need to get her killed ASAP. I just feel this is a fairly safe team just now. It's definitely slowed down. I mean, a lot of my runs were like a minute and a half, which is not good. It's probably the slowest it's done this week, but I don't think I actually really lost a fight. So it's one of those teams. I guess it's kind of like the Siphi double Rotos team for me, because, well, I don't have that. Don't have Siphi or a double Rotos, but it just wins most of the fights that I go into if I pick the team right anyway. Siphi double Rotos is better because it can beat just a vast amount of teams, whereas this I have to kind of pick the matchups, but it is just two epics at the end of the day. But against these Ursaga teams, definitely doing pretty well. Now, here we go. I could just try and take her out first, and I do. Look at that. Blow her straight out the water. Finally, no Swift parry procs. So that's the thing. It's all a bit of RNG. Because that's worked, if I can get a non-Swift parry proc here, then we're looking at a 20-30 second fight, which is a big improvement against what on the face looks like a team that should take forever to beat. Same idea again, a lot of Vogoths, a lot of other things, our sagas. Harmon's huge now. I think he's kind of taken place of Hegemons, really. Hegemons have kind of disappeared from the meta, and there's a lot of Torments in place of it just to force people into using block debuff somehow, whether it be immunity, Siphi. Two Swift parries there. Swift parry and a Torment is just a little bit annoying. But it's nothing bad to deal with, it just means you've got a while till you actually kill him. And there we go. Now this was actually, I think this was a day or two, was it, before the change came out for the AI, and that has been huge. So I'm going to do a separate video. Well, I'll not do a full video on it because you don't need a full video on it, but I'll just cover it in the next sort of guide that I do. But it's been fantastic. So next Platinum push, it's going to be much better. I can quickly sift through my offense teams, much more easy. Now, hopefully, yeah, I was able to outspeed and not let their Warlord take a turn here, which is good. Warlord's still MVP, to be honest. I did a video on Basher a few weeks ago. If you haven't checked it out already, you should check that. And he's a good alternative. Not quite as good, but in some ways he's actually better because he's on a 3-turn cooldown for his lockout ability. But the lockout's not a full lockout, so there is that problem. There we go. Reviver number 1 is down. He was actually able to get that lockout on me now, so this is going to be very slow. I really need to take out this Rector Draith ASAP, and then I won't be spending forever in this fight. I mean, this is one of these fights I probably could have backed out here, but I hadn't lost the fight all night, so I didn't want to start just now, even though I'm relatively close to reset here, I believe. But I just figured because all the fights seem to be taking so much longer, yeah, I'll just try and finish it off, because I just need to get around to the A2 anyway, or the A3, wherever it is with Inquisitor. The A2, yeah, he's only got 2 abilities. And then a good one to try and kill him. So there we go, it should be coming around pretty soon. That chest will hit our A2. Block debuffs, and try and hit that Warlord before he does his lockout again. Warlord's dead. And 1 minute 44, this is not ideal. As you can see, a lot of slow fights. I mean, truth be told, if I was to probably just run my Gurt Ethos team, I'd probably be killing half these guys much faster, but it does lose every so often the way I've got it built. But I think it's probably the better option, but I'm just at that point where I've used this team so much in Plat that I just want to have 1 week where I do really, really well with it, and then I can kind of, not shelf it, but only bring it out for the really high resist teams where it does very well against. But it is becoming just a little bit too slow, I think. There we go, that's the dream right there. True fears on everyone. Just as I was talking about it being slow, it's blasting out what looks like will be about a 20-second fight. Yep, 19 seconds. So if there's no swift parry, that's what it can do, but that's a big if, and it's never going to be removed now. That's here to stay. Unfortunately, it looks like reaction is here to stay too, which I'm a little more upset about. It's not ideal, but you got to work with it. Swift parry again. Now, we had a revive there on Molly, so I wanted to take out those two. And now we're all good because she's already used hers. And just got Torment to deal with now. Not too bad a fight again here. So even with the swift parry, and again, swift parry, it's not like it's crazy long as things go relatively well. I guess this team, the biggest thing is just knowing who to target and trying to plan out your targets. Because you've got to try and work out who's used revives and who hasn't, and who's coming around to using it. Really, that's all it's all about. This is a pretty standard defense team just now. Seems to be really strong. Is able to be faster than Warlord though, so it should be okay. That was good. Will I just go for both the revivers? Yep, and it's worked. So might end up getting locked out here by Warlord, but it's no problem. Nope, I didn't. As you can see, against our Saga teams, this is a brilliant strategy. Yeah, really, the speed meta, and the thing is, I'm using the speed aura from Kaimar, but you're really not needing that Arbiter crazy fast anymore. I think if I saw some speed teams on defense, you just kind of look at it as an easy farm now, so people just aren't doing it. So the need for crazy high speed, perhaps on a Siphi, is still definitely relevant because you can actually stick her, potentially in lead, but still crazy fast and catch people off guard. And also for offense, it's really good still. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's not nearly as strong as it was before speed. So I've been experimenting a lot with different sort of leads because a lot of the time it was just guaranteed you'd be running a speed aura for offense. But there's a lot of good auras out there. Things that are given crit rate, defense up for defensive nukers, attack. Obviously, auras are always good for what you're doing. There's swift, reaction proc in there, but again, shows you how good Inquisitor is because even with reaction, he still blew through pretty much all the health. Takes out the Arsaga, and there we go. We're going to be having a fairly decent wee run here. We're looking at average of about sort of 20 to 30 second fights, which is pretty damn good. Points are going down a little bit. My defense at the moment, I keep thinking of myself, I don't think it's doing amazing. I had a little bit of a change up on defense this week. Well, actually, a big change up. And we'll see how it does at the end. Necrit. I'm still really pissed that I didn't get my Necrit. I pulled on the times 10 for Necrit. I pulled a bunch of voids. I was in Mercy, hit the Mercy, and then summoned a second Torment. So That was unfortunate. So we're getting pretty close just now to reset. See quite a few people using Soulless now. I unfortunately don't have a Soulless. I would love to actually try him. He looks a lot of fun. But I think Ursaga is definitely the now the most used champion in defense. She's just so good against AoE attackers, so things like Trunda. Just this one little niche team here seems to do quite well against them. So I believe, oh, that was actually Platinum Reset. There we go. So that was the last fight. Was doing fairly decent at the end there. Didn't lose a fight all night. Every single offense won, but I was just a bit too slow this week. I think it's just taking its time, so I'll just skip forward the video and see if we can actually find the point when I check. Right, here we go. So we've got the tier rewards here. See how we did. And 157. So that is unfortunate. That is not a very good place for me. I'm not really happy unless I'm shooting for sort of top 40 at the moment, but top 100 definitely. I didn't lose a single fight, but the reason being is because I had a pretty poor defense this week. So let's go and have a look at that. So yeah, a couple of swift parry pieces there. Not fantastic, to be honest. And let's have a look at the defense. Slightly different defense, trying more to Macabre, and it failed pretty much miserably. Didn't seem to build it as well as I thought I had. And didn't really win any fights, I don't think. I think I had a little pocket of wins earlier on. But that was it. Didn't get attacked a whole lot right enough, so that's not too bad. But yeah, I used it for a pretty long term, and this is way back. I don't know why I'm going that far down. And yeah, it didn't quite do as well as I thought it would. So back to the drawing board with the defense team. Might just go back to my original because it was doing pretty well. I was getting some really good results just with that defense. So that is it, guys. Another platinum reset in the book. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave in the comments below how you guys did during this platinum reset. I'm just letting this video run again apparently. And yeah, please like and subscribe to the channel and have a great day, guys. Peace.